The project A Web Odyssey somewhat follows a project I did in 2008, The 12 Labors of the Internet User. In this work, the Internet user was regarded as the Hercules of the Internet. The user had, for instance, to block pop-ups which keep coming when one would like to see them disappear. The user had to clean the inbox of its spam or find the precise reference to a book. 13 years later, I choose to deal more specifically with the navigation on the web, especially across platforms. A Web Odyssey is based on the Odyssey in which Ulysses tries to navigate back to Ithaca. This interactive narrative features the different episodes of the Odyssey. The goal of the user is to reconnect to the Ithaca network. In these episodes, several parallels are drawn. For example, between the oblivion caused by the lotus flowers and the infinite scrolling of social networks. Another example is between the eye of the Cyclops and the webcam, which monitors the Internet user and which must be blinded or disabled. Or again, between the underworld and the dark web. The ecological question is also addressed through the sirens, who feed on human flesh, and the streaming platforms which consume a lot of energy and data and feed on the resources of our environment. I won't go into detail here about the other episodes, which will now appear on the screen. The Odyssey might be the most universal myth of all times. The Greeks associated a mythological divinity with each phenomenon. They accepted not to be able to understand everything, and the gods often served as an explanation. Centuries later, don't we have the same relationship with digital technologies? Are human beings free to make their own choices, or do they have to obey their fate? The Greeks wondered. Are human beings simple pawns, constrained in their choices, or sovereign creatures with free will? When we navigate on the web, especially on platforms, we can often feel the same tension as the one felt by Ulysses during his perilous journey. This project was developed with students of mine. For me, this is an example of how one can teach students digital literacy by having them create a digital piece. A piece which, interestingly enough, deals precisely with digital literacy. This narrative, which articulates literary, educational, and recreational dimensions, is available in French and English. It invites us to reflect on our digital milieu, social media, platforms, and more broadly on digital technologies.